I'm Priscilla Lewis and I'm your host today. I would like to thank you all for your support on this new Earth journey as humanity is evolving to explore and understand the role of consciousness in the seen and the unseen worlds, opening up to understand our individual and collective realities. With me today, I have Virginie, and she lives in a beautiful Bordeaux, France. And the topic today will be dragons, as Virginie is a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, and she's also an introspective hypnosis practitioner. And we're very much looking forward to hearing all about that and how dragons have been showing up in her sessions. So welcome, Virginie. Thank you so much for doing this with me today.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about quantum healing hypnosis and introspective hypnosis for those viewers who don't know much about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been 2 years now. I'm a practitioner of BQH and introspective hypnosis since 2017. So it's 2 years. And this is my full-time job. So I have an office in Bordeaux, France, and also online sessions. So, well, this has been a great adventure and still going on.
Yeah.
I hope.
Of course. So what led you to doing quantum healing hypnosis? Was there something that started it all off?
Yes, well, actually, I was drawn to it. Is it okay to say that?
Yeah.
At first, I'm a historian, actually, so I did a lot of studies, like 6 to 8 years at university. So I have not a PhD, but I went that far. And then I wanted to work in the museums, in the culture, history culture. And it was not actually going well. I didn't have any good experiences. So there's a moment when I decided to stop fighting, actually. And the second option I wanted to try was self-help, but I didn't know where to go. And then from that moment, from that decision taken, they put all the things I needed in my way. So I started to see hypnosis everywhere. Hypnosis, do hypnosis, that'll be a good idea. So I first did a training in humanist hypnosis, which is a French technique, but actually I think it's going abroad now. And it's closer to psychotherapy. So there's nothing spiritual in that technique, although there is a theoretical, in theory, they have things that are close to spirituality. And then I saw a video of Dolores Cannon, and I was like, wow, this is what I must do. I felt the call. And so I did the training, and then I discovered all the community, quantum healers community, and then I started practicing introspective hypnosis with Antonio Sanjo, and then going to BQH. So now I'm fully practicing BQH, and it's been a great adventure.
What an interesting story. It's fascinating, the history about going into historics, the story and studying that.
Yeah, investigating past life regression and history, it's great. Yeah,
definitely. But tell us about your first dragon experience. How did all of that start?
Wow, that's a great story. So it was back in July 2017, and a young man came to a session, and he told me he's connected to dragons and he wants to know more about his connection to them. And I was like, what? Dragons? Okay, I know about dragons in the books, in the movies, and I love them, but I never heard about dragons as spiritual beings. So I was like, okay, well, let's see what comes through the session. And all the sessions, the session was about past lives as a dragon, as actually being a dragon. So he was a water dragon, then he was a dragon on another planet, then a dragon somewhere else. And then when we had his higher self speaking, he explained that he is actually an energy, a dragon energy that came into a human body. And from that moment on, after this session, I was wondering. I was like, oh, wow, what, asking myself question. I was like, how is this possible? And why is this happening to me? Because I love dragons. I've always loved them, but I really didn't know they existed this way. And like 1 or 2 weeks after that, I contacted my client again, and I told him that I really felt like there is something to share about his session. There is really something important that people should know about. It was really a strong intuition. And he actually said that he felt the same thing. So this is how I decided to put his session on YouTube so everyone can listen to it. And this is how it actually started, because lots of people listened to this session, which is in French. And lots of people contacted me and said, wow, this session really moved me. There is something so important about that, and I feel so related to that, and thank you very much. And then, other people came and other dragons came, and it never stopped, actually. And at first, most people I got in sessions were not really aware of dragons as I was before. So we were both discovering about dragons, and sometimes also people came that knew about dragons. So for me, it was a proof that they really existed, because I didn't know about them. I didn't control or force anything, and people didn't know about them as well. Well, for half of my clients. So there is really something to it. And the more I do sessions, the more they come in sessions, and the more proof there is that
They exist.
they exist. Yes, they are here.
Fabulous. So we'll definitely put your YouTube channel below in the details, along with a recent article that you've written about dragons, so people would know exactly where to find that and where to read that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how can dragons play a role in our life? How does that energies help us?
They can help us, as well as angel can help us, for example, because dragons' energy are really close to angel energies, angels or archangels or other type of angels. They are really similar energies, or even complementary, so they can really help us for everything. But the main role they have, the main capacity they have, is to balance energies. And how to explain that without saying too much about their history, but dragons are here to balance the energy fluxes. Do you say that in English?
Okay.
Well, energies, anyway. And they do that in the material world, but also in the energies. So they are the link between energy and material world. They are taking care of the earth, for example, and they are like all around the earth and balancing energies, balancing elements, taking care of the weather, for example.
Okay.
So I remember a session where a dragon told us that they were there for the weather problem that we have, the climate problems that we have all over the world. They are here to help by blowing around the earth. They are trying their best to balance all that. And as they do that around the earth and inside the earth, they can do that for us as well.
Okay. So fascinating when you say on the earth and inside the earth.
Yeah.
So is there stories about inside the earth that you would like to share?
Yes, well, actually, dragons can be everywhere because they are just energies. Well, they are energies, huge energies, and they can live inside the earth and outside. And inside and outside, this is actually the same job, just balancing energies. And I have, yes, a little session there that explains also the mission of the dragons. And let me find it. Oh, yeah, right. I'm asking, could you tell us about dragons who will work with the earth? And she's answering, this is a woman, and her dragon is answering that. They can go inside and circulate the energies. Earth has chakras. These, dragons are healers. As a healer, they help as a healer helps a person for his chakra. Dragons help the earth with her chakra. Okay, and right now it seems there is a lot to heal, right? Yes, that's why we are coming back, even though humans are not ready yet. Some are, and that's why you have the mission to reunite them, to gather them, to bring them together. They must get together. They will take a lot of power like that. This is an important information, you know. So that is also a very important information that comes really often in session to gather all the people that feel related to dragons.
Yes.
As to the inside of the Earth, I don't have yet a lot of information, but I know they can be everywhere. They can be inside, outside, some other planets. I know that, in this same session I was talking about, she says that dragons are also on other planets of the solar system, or even other solar systems, doing the same thing, just balancing all the energies around the planet and inside, everywhere actually.
Brilliant. So if I think about a dragon, then I think about fire energy, right? So
Yeah.
do they represent fire, or do they connect with certain elements?
They do connect with certain elements, but not only that. And yes, it's true that our Western culture really associates dragons with fire, and I find that in the concept of inside dragon, because there is several concepts, several ways to be related to dragon's energy, and dragon inside is one way to relate to dragon energy. And I feel like yes, it can be close to fire, because the dragon we have inside, everyone has a dragon inside. It's a symbolic picture.
Yes.
And it is close to the fire we have inside. You know, in yoga they say that the breath is life. Breath can be like the fire, the kundalini, you know, the kundalini that comes from the root chakra and goes up there. And the kundalini is represented by a snake, which could be close to a dragon. So in that representation, yes, I feel there is a link to fire. But not only. Some dragons can blow ice, for example, or anything else, actually. They can do whatever they want.
That was my next question. Are there different types of dragons? And
Yes.
Yes, please explain. Which ones have you encountered?
A lot of different dragons. Actually, all you can imagine exists. I have encountered water dragons, element dragons, fire, water, earth, ice, but also crystal dragons, rainbow dragons, cosmic dragons. Actually, dragons are everywhere, and they are on different planes. But there is one thing that is important that was said in several sessions, that dragons are not nature spirits.
What are they then?
Yeah, well, they are closer to angels, actually.
Interesting.
Really, yeah. Not really, this is what I heard, yeah, but they're not nature spirits. There is a passage there. So yeah, there's a dragon who says, to answer your question, we are not nature spirits. We are apart, a little higher, but still so close. And actually it's very broad, because higher means, as you know, it means...
Can be anything.
Yeah, it can be anything. They are everywhere. There are dragons that are closer to our dimension, but there are dragons that are like 12th, 17th dimension. Cosmic dragons, for example, are very, very far from us. And I have once encountered a cosmic dragon in session, and it was very hard for my client to channel this dragon. And my client said that channeling this dragon was like channeling someone who doesn't speak the same language. and because they're so high, cosmic dragons are so high that it's too hard for them to, narrow it down to a language.
Yeah, I can understand that. For example, not only do we have to raise our vibrations to connect with their energy, they actually sort of have to lower their vibration as well to kind of make that connection and blending.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, I completely understand. And hopefully many others who work with energy and understand energy would know that it's not always easy. And it could take practice, but the more you do that and work with your dragons, the easier the communication might become.
Yeah, of course. Yes, yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of different type of dragons, and for example, crystal dragons are wonderful, and they are like new energies. The crystalline energy is quite new, and crystal dragons are like a bridge between the earth and the universe. And what I encountered in a session, a crystal dragon that said that his job was actually to stay around the earth, like it is, all around the earth, and it's filtering the energies going from the universe to the earth, but from the earth to the universe. And he said that unfortunately, humans are really scared and they create thoughts that are really heavy. And his job is to filter these energies so they won't impact too much other universes or other planets. Like a filter.
That's fascinating. Yeah, that's incredible, and I can completely understand that.
Mm.
But hopefully through the sharing of this video, more people would be able to awaken and understand and move away from the fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. And there are more and more people are awakening to dragons, and I can see that now that I'm really working with them. And when I speak about them, people are like, oh, wow, but that's so funny what you say, because I was thinking about dragons and I like them, and now I start seeing them in the clouds, for example, or imagining a dragon, or last night I dreamt of a dragon. And this is reconnection. They are coming back more and more, and they are talking to us. They want us to reconnect to them so we can work together, because we are helping them to come closer to the earth, and they are helping us to awaken, connect.
For sure. Now, I know that some of us could feel like we're aspects of dragons. Some of us could have incarnated from a dragon energy into a human form to help Mother Earth, which you've touched upon. But I also know that dragons can be like spirit guides.
Yeah, sure.
Now, with all of that said, how can one connect with our guides, our dragon guides, or our dragon aspects? Do they say anything in your hypnosis sessions about how to stay connected or call upon them?
Well, yes, that's a question that is really often asked, because the clients get in session wants to connect regularly with their dragons, and the answer is practically always the same. It's with the heart. Just think about their hearts, and thinking about them, calling them, just thinking about them brings them back. And when you call your dragon with your heart, it comes. No need of a name. Sometimes people get the name of their dragon during the session, but mostly they don't give a name, because, as you know, in other concepts, names are not really important out there. The most important thing is just to think about them. So this is how, this is how people can connect to their dragon. People can call their dragon through their meditation, and just see what pops up. Maybe it can be an image, or maybe just a feeling, or just an idea. Well, same thing as we do in a BQH session. See the first thing that comes to our thoughts. And of course, for me, the best way to connect to their dragon is BQH, quantum healing hypnosis, because this is a profound way, deep way to really connect. We take the time to go through all the session, all the information, and to really connect with the dragon, see how it feels to perceive and to receive this information.
So you had a lecture yesterday, and
Yeah.
it seems like you are getting out of your comfort zone to really embrace the topic and subject.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like the audience is there as well. So tell us about your lecture yesterday.
Well, the lecture was in a library in Bordeaux, and actually the room was completely full with people and with dragons as well, of course. But yeah, people are really in demand for this topic, this subject about dragons. There are not a lot of information in France. I don't know about you in England or elsewhere in the world, but in France there is not so much information about dragons yet. So yeah, we were completely full, and the lecture was booked, and that was great. And what was awesome is just that at the end of the lecture, some people stayed with me, and we went to grab a coffee, and then we stayed for like 1 or 2 hours to talk about dragons, to talk about our connection to dragons. And well, I know I went home after that, but some people stayed together until all the evening, and it was just great because, as I said earlier, dragons are asking us to gather together. And so yesterday, this is what we did. So the lecture was great, and people are really interested and really touched by all these messages, all this information, and yeah, makes me go out of my comfort zone.
Yes, definitely.
But it appears that dragons are asking me to do all that for them. I'm like their
conduits.
Yeah, conduits. Yeah.
That just came out. Hopefully, that is the right word to use as well.
I would have said like their employee, you know.
Oh yes, working with them.
Yeah.
Working for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, working for them. That's it.
Okay. Now, what about these clients that come and see you, that come in as volunteers? How do they feel being in human form, living a human life? And how do they cope with the energies? Because what I have experienced with volunteers that I've incarnated, for example, I have worked with a lot of fairy people, and they find it really difficult to be here on the earth plane. And I wonder if they struggle as well. But I can kind of see fairies being more gentle, where dragons more fiery and give more confidence, more strength. So I don't know if those are the elements that I can connect with dragon energies.
Yeah, people can find it hard to acknowledge all that and then accept their life as a human, but in the same time, the joy of reconnecting to their essence is so great that it overcomes the difficulties of being a human.
Yes.
And during the session, when those energies, those clients that are actually dragons inside, humans that are dragons' energies, they're so happy to relive that and just feel. And about that, I have a little example of a client of mine, and I want to read it to you.
Yes, please.
Where's my sheet? Ah, there it is. So this is a young man, and he was not sure he had a dragon and he was related to dragons, but his auntie and his niece are, because they went to see me, and we had great sessions with dragons. So he came to me as well, didn't really know what it was going to be. And it happened that he is also a dragon. So at first we went to see a past life where he was a woman in South America. And then he went to the universe, and I told him to take a look at his body and feel his body. And so this is what he said. Oh, damn. Me, take your time. And he said, well, I'm flying. I play with the wind. Can you see your body? Yes, it's very big. What color is it? There are lots of colors. He is rainbow, but that actually changes. All the colors pass and do not stop on a part of my skin. And your skin exactly, how is it? It is scaly, but soft in the same time. Can you see your hands? Yes, I have 3 fingers. And if you want to see your head, how is it? I am beautiful. I have a dragon head. My pupil is black, but my eyes are burning gold. It's fire that's in it, but it's yellow. I smile. I have lots of teeth, but they're not used to hurt. No, I do not eat anymore since a long time. Oh, no need? No, no more need. Does your body seem rather feminine or rather masculine? I do not have a sex, as if it was mixed. But when I talk about myself, I say he anyway. How does it feel for you to be in the body of a dragon? That's great. I had forgotten. Full of joy, and I'm laughing. I laugh loudly. I fly. I'm very, very high. So I picked this excerpt because I thought it was really showing how people feel when they are connecting to their essence of dragons, full of joy. They're so well. So this overcomes the difficulty of being a human man. And once this connection is made during the session, it never leaves them.
Of course
And
not.
yeah, well, as for all BQH session, once you have connected to who you are or spirit's guide or anything, you keep the connection. And for example, this young man, right after his session, wrote me 2 emails, like long like this. And he said, wow, this connection is so strong. I can still connect and still speak with my dragon. And he explains to me a lot of things. I understand a lot of things. Wow. I'm so surprised. Thank you. And we stayed in touch, and now it's been 3 months since his session, and I know he's still speaking with his dragon. So that's great.
That is great. Yeah, I think once that beautiful connection is made, you will always have that with you.
Yeah. And actually, it helps them living in their human body. It makes it easier, actually.
When I explained about dragons earlier, that we represent or think about them as fiery, it's like we automatically think of them as fierce and bad or big. But I think that is not the case at all. I think they are most loving. They come as a support, and I think they probably are more gentle than we would ever imagine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so much. Yeah. Actually, we in our Western culture, we think about them as devil, as diabolical or stuff like that, and actually they are the complete opposite of that. And what made them look fairy or devil or something like that is mainly Catholic religion. But well, we could speak about that for a very long time, but make it short, the religion make them look very bad. So this is why today a lot of people still think that dragons are representative or of bad things, angry things, etc. They actually really are just love, and they are just coming from source, directly from source. They don't really have a planet home or something like that. They are just like angels, actually, just not the same energies. And they can work together. For example, well, in England you have Saint George.
Yes.
Saint George that has killed a dragon,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember well. And well, this is the version of the religion, but as an angel, I'm sure we can connect to Saint George, and he would say that his dragon is not a slave. It's like just that Saint George is a dragoneer.
That's right. Yeah.
as Saint Michael as well. I had in session I encountered Saint Michael's dragon. He did not say a lot because he said that the person was not ready to receive his energy, but he was there.
Brilliant. And that's important as well in this quantum healing hypnosis. You won't ever give more than you can handle.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you are ready to receive the information will be there and it will be given.
Yeah. So this is what is really interesting about those sessions about dragons, is that I myself cannot control anything. I cannot say to the person, okay, come to me and you'll have a session about dragons. No, it doesn't work like that. As you know, as a BQH practitioner, it's just the way it is. It comes what it must comes for the person to help the person at that moment. So for me, it's there that it's really surprising and even amazing, because I cannot control all that. It's like now 25% of all my sessions that are about dragons without asking them nothing. It's just like that.
Well, it's like a vibrational match, right? They'll automatically be drawn to you anyway.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating because before all of this started, you didn't even know that you had the dragon connection.
Yeah, completely. I didn't even believe in them. It's not that I did not believe in them, but just I didn't know they existed. So I never wondered about that, and it was just natural that they did not exist as spiritual beings. And so for me, it's also a proof that they do exist. And then they just keep coming back. And at first, I remember like a year and a half ago, I was connecting to my French colleagues, and we have a Facebook group. And I was asking them, do you have a topic that comes often like that? Do you have our dragons are coming often to you, like they do for me? Or I don't understand. How is it that it's like that for me? And they all said that they had dragon session, but like one or twice, and that's it. And they also said that they didn't really have a topic that would keep coming as I have for dragons. So I started thinking that, okay, there is something to do about that. And the more I do sessions about that, the more I feel that there really is something to do about it. So this is why I give lectures now. This is why I wrote the article on the Quantum Healers blog. And this is also why now I have, aside to my sessions, to the basic sessions, I also have research sessions. So yeah, I work with different people that they put on my way. And we have sessions only for research about dragons. These are people that are connected in different ways to dragons. So their different connection is also interesting to compare. So that's just wonderful. And there is a real job that is going on there. And for, well, I'm asked to write books about that.
Well, obviously, doing the research and everything, I can just see that being a natural progression for you.
Yeah, that's just natural. And since the beginning of 2019, it's like I have to do it. So the fact that we do this interview together, the fact that I found someone that can help me transcribe the session from audio to writing, and it was just the perfect person that likes to do it. I don't like to do it, and he needs it. Well, everything's perfect. So this is just what we must do.
Yes. Yeah. So what could you tell the people out there trying to find, I want to say, the life purpose, or just be opening to receive, to be in a place where they are in perfect alignment?
Just listen to your heart, and listen to what makes you vibe, actually. And when you think of something, if you're like, oh yeah, that'd be great. For example, when you asked me to do this interview, I was like, oh, that'd be great, but I'm scared because I have to speak English. It's been a long time. But okay, never mind. I must do it.
I
That's
love
it.
that. Face the
Mm.
fear and just do it
Mm.
anyway.
Yeah, because it feels right. And if I had said no to your offer, something would have been wrong. And it would be like I said no to a gift, actually.
Fabulous. I think that is so special. And
Mm.
hopefully everyone watching this will be more open at following their joy and what brings happiness. And that was just
Yeah.
such a beautiful message. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. And where can people find you, Virginie?
I have a website. It's virginiehypnose.fr, like France.
Yes, and we'll post the links anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? Brilliant. So that people can find you there. Thank you very much for talking to me today. We will post the article down in the video as well as the link of your recent blog. And hopefully people will find you from all over the world. And I can't wait for this to just explode and see more of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Virginie. I wish you all the best and success for the future.
Thank you, Priscilla. And thank you for getting together and inviting me today.
You're most welcome. Thank you. And thank you for everyone watching. Okay.